Okay, welcome everybody. So happy to have everybody here. Happy Tuesday. And for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Diana Morgan, CEO of Whole Heart Marketing. And I'm calling this the Whole Heart Social Media Success Pop-Up. And as so many of you know that, things are changing every 2 minutes on social media. And so how many people find that incredibly frustrating and crazy making? Yes, good. Thank you. Not good, but thank you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just really talk about, I'm not going to go too far into the nitty gritty of how to use social media, but what I teach people is how to use social media to grow an authentic online presence and to monetize. I know there are little glitchy, annoying things about social media that everybody has like little questions about how to do this, that, and the other. And we're not going to go too deep into those today because that's what I want to really focus on today is how to monetize your social media and how to really, what's really working now. Because, the old adage, if you ask enough people, you can hear whatever you want to hear. And I'm here to tell you, I am the truth teller. So I'm going to be telling you the truth about what's really working. And this is what's really working for people who want to build relationships that convert into referrals and clients. Okay. So if you are selling a product, a specific product, some of this will apply to you. And if you have a direct sales company, this will apply to you because even if you have a product that you're selling, you still want to be branding yourself. So people pick you to purchase their product from or to join the business opportunity. So I'm not going to go so that's where my mind is coming from, is that this is for people who a lot of my clients are coaches, they're service providers, they're people who are wanting to build relationships, referrals, and clients. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the latest strategies, what's really working on Facebook and LinkedIn, some powerful LinkedIn strategies for increased visibility, what the social media platforms don't want you to know, which is that you can actually get free reach. And we're going to talk about some of the social media best kept secrets. So just to jump, I'm going to just dive right in here that we are in the world of Web 4.0 and moving forward. And what that means is that social media is becoming more and more it's more and more human. More and more, it's about really just being real, being authentic. And I had a client yesterday tell me that she got put in Facebook jail again. And my first question was, do you have somebody logging in? Do you have a virtual assistant logging into your personal Facebook or your personal LinkedIn to like sort of, paste messages into Messenger or to respond for you? And she said, yes. And I said, guess what? You're going to get put in Facebook jail every time for doing that eventually, because the bots detect that is one of the first things that they detect, and they don't want people doing that. So, but what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to tell you, here's some of the things you can have a VA do, and then I'm going to tell you some things you have to be doing yourself. So I want to just start with saying that I know it's like we all want to start with all the positives, but I'm going to just jump right in and talk about what are the things that are frustrating the heck out of you. How many people would like to know what are those things and how to get past them? That's what I'm going to start with, because I don't want to waste your time. So the very first thing is that we can't buy credibility any longer, which means you have to stay involved. You have to stay engaged. You can't, and one of the things that people experience a lot of frustration with that is like, oh my God, Diana, are you kidding me? Now I have to like be on social media for an hour, liking, commenting, and sharing, and I just am not going to do it. But here's the thing. It's not really about doing some more than you're already doing. What I want to talk about today is doing something different than what you're already doing. Okay, so you're probably spending that time anyway, but I'm going to talk about what is the highest and best use of your time on social media. So the best use of your time is connecting and engaging. Okay, so it's about how you show up, showing up authentically and connecting authentically. And I'm going to just dive right in here and say, I'm going to talk about this later, but I'm going to talk right now about saying less is more. Okay, you know, we each have 50,000 people in our tiny little network, and we're all 6 degrees of separation from everybody in the world. So you don't have to have all 4+ billion people on Facebook as your clients. Okay, so I want you to start. I talk about this every single time I talk. Pick 5 people. Pick 5 people a week to focus on in your social media. Who are these people? Okay, so there are people who are active on social media. If they're not active on social media, they're not going to be a good for this particular game. Okay, so they're fine, but if you want them to be active on social media. Number 2, there are people whose message is in alignment with your message. More and more every day, if you're not in alignment with someone's message, you're not going to want to share their content, and they're not going to want to share your content. So it has to be people who are in alignment with your message, your values, all of that. Next is they're in your lane. Okay, so this means maybe they're a strategic partner, maybe they're somebody who's a big networker, but they're people who you want to be, and I like to say playing with on social media, because, you know, I want you to start looking at it that way. They're people that you want to be playing with. They're people that you authentically and genuinely care about. Okay, so you're going to pick 5 people. And what are you going to do with these people? You're going to start by liking, commenting, sharing, caring, lifting them up, sharing their content, sharing their events. In other words, you're going to start playing with them. So you're not going to start by putting your, guess what, I have this free thing plastered into their messenger. You're going to start by getting to know them. And what's going to happen is they're going to start seeing your content in their notifications. And then they're going to start reciprocating, maybe. If they don't start reciprocating, then maybe they're not a good person to play with for this game. And so then the next week, find some more people. And just keep finding 5 people every week. Eventually, you're going to find people who are good people for you to play with. Okay, so that's the very first thing, and that's the highest and best use of your time. And you can't pay somebody or hire somebody to do that for you. You have to do that yourself, because energetically people know when it's not you. So that's the very first thing, is that you can't buy credibility. You have to build that credibility. And the thing is, you know, people see your content when you make comments and when you engage in conversation. And even that, I know when I see somebody who's really engaging authentically in a conversation, that registers in my mind. You know, it's not just about the like, or love, whatever. It's really about engaging. And one engaging, heartfelt comment can have more impact for you than all the pumping out posts and all that stuff that we think is mattering. And this is on all social media. Okay, yeah, most of what I'm saying today is exactly the same on Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, this is the same thing. And you know, I don't know, I'm developing a lot more respect for LinkedIn as an opportunity for you know, for just being real and authentic and engaging. And I've always sort of chosen Facebook first and done LinkedIn as my secondary social media platform. And to be honest, I'm really kind of doing them equal now. And I'm really getting a huge response from that. So just want to point that out. Okay, so next thing, numbers do not equal conversion. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you see all these posts on Facebook, oh, get 10,000 Instagram followers and, you know, 10,000 followers on Facebook or whatever it is. And, you know, like I kind of joke that and $5 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks, because if they're not the right people, then it doesn't mean anything. 50 solid, great connections is going to bring you more everything than 10,000 people who aren't the right people. And, you put all this effort into getting those 10,000 people. And then, okay, great. So you can say you have 10,000 followers, but are you making any money? I mean, that's always my question when I see that. Are you getting any clients from it? Because it's not about the numbers, and numbers do not necessarily equal conversion. Another thing, number 3 on the top annoying factors on social media is that we're building community, not an audience anymore. So the look at me posts are fine, and but it's here's what I want to share that's something authentic about me, as opposed to just sort of the the posts that you see. I want you each to start thinking for yourself as you're scrolling through your social media, you're doing your phone and you're scrolling through, what causes you to lean in and what causes you to just keep scrolling, because chances are it's the same for other people. And what you want to be sharing are the things that cause you to lean in, because probably your ideal clients are going to lean into those same kinds of things. So we're building community, not an audience, okay? And that's all online opportunities, including podcast, TV show, blog. It's all about creating community and giving value so that people want to play with you. And they're not just like, oh, okay, that's nice, and move on. You want them to like, oh, you want the lean in. You want them to lean in to say, tell me more. I want more. Okay, number 4, data is still important. It's still important to share content and share information, but it's not about just pumping out posts anymore. Okay. And this is something that I just learned on LinkedIn, and it's probably true on Facebook too, is that you get more, you get higher up in the algorithms when you actually post it yourself than when you schedule posts. Now, one of the things that I do that has been my experience is when you schedule posts on Facebook through Facebook's scheduling platform, I think that you get a good algorithm from that. So I use Facebook, the planner, for scheduling my Facebook and Instagram stories and posts. You can't schedule your personal posts, but you can schedule your business posts. But on LinkedIn, you don't have to schedule as much content, and you're going to get higher up in the algorithms if you schedule it, if you post it yourself. Okay. So along with that, with artificial intelligence and the bots picking up everything that we're doing on social media, searches are more accurate than ever. So it's more crucial that you use the right words, that you have a clear message, and it's the words that your ideal client would use to search for what you are the solution to. Okay, so it's not just any words, and it's not the words that you think, it's the words that your ideal clients would use to search for you and to describe their problem. Okay, so you want to be really starting to get in touch with what is the struggle, what are your ideal clients struggling with, and what are you the solution to? Number 5, this is my favorite term, user-generated content. Okay, everybody know what that means? Who doesn't know what that means? Raise your hand. Okay, user-generated content is us playing on social media. It's me posting my own stuff. It's me liking, commenting, and sharing. It's me doing reels, or me doing videos, or me doing Facebook Lives. That's I'm the user-generated content. Okay, so this is something, it's kind of funny because it's something that I've known ever since I started doing social media, like 15, 17 years ago, but now it's called user-generated content. Back then it was just, and it's also called free organic reach. Back then it was just like, you got higher in the algorithm when you post and play yourself versus when you're just, pumping out the posts and the content, or having someone else do your posting for you. So I always talk about my social media success formula. And this is the thing, you guys, we drive the algorithms by our participation. If we don't play on social media, If we don't play, then social media is just ads, right? Okay, I'm say that once more. If we don't play, then social media is just ads, if there's no user-generated content. And so the social media platforms want to entice us to play by getting us higher up in the algorithms with things like Reels and things like video and Facebook Live and all these ways that they want us to play so that they can put all their ads in there around us and it doesn't end up being all just ads, although it feels like that sometimes. So what I want to say is all of that is great. I think Reels are great. I think Facebook Lives, it's all great, but it's only great for you if you're doing it in a way that is in alignment with your message, okay? It's not that great if you're just doing it to do it, because you're doing a lot of work and you're not going to necessarily get a return for it. Okay, so it's all good, whatever you're doing, but whatever you're doing, do it with intention. Be intentional, be focused, and be an expression of your message on social media. Okay, so can they tell if it's actually user-generated content or AI? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I want everyone to take a breath and just let in what I've said so far. And I'm going to sort of like switch direction for a minute. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Every sweet hath its sour." And social media can be like that. It can be like herding cats. It can be annoying. It can be negative. Or it can be a powerful force for positive change in the world. It can be a complete waste of time and a time suck, or it can be a way to build connections into referrals and clients. So I just want to pause here for a minute to talk about the value of social media for business, because it's like you have to make a decision. You know, am I going to do this or am I not going to do it? Because if you're doing it, but you're hating it, it's not going to really bring you what you want. So I want to give you the opportunity for a moment to see the value in it. I want you to think about, what is the value for you in 1, 2, or 5 clients, 5 new clients over a period of like 6 months? So raise your hand if you have that in your head. The value of a client, 1, 2, or 5 clients over the next 6 months. So is it 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 200? Just let me know that you have that in your head. You can nod, raise your hand, dude. Okay, thank you. Okay, now the next question I have for you, is that a number that is exciting to you? Okay, anybody, it's not that exciting, or is it exciting? Okay, anybody? Hello? Hello, raise your hand if it's exciting. Okay, thank you. All right, if it's not exciting, I want to encourage you to change your business model. And if it is exciting, I want you to think about the possibility of that happening for you by using social media, because that can happen for you, okay? Social media, while it's not about sales, it is about marketing. It still can be that for you. It still can bring you the kind of business that you want by showing up intentionally and by doing it right, okay? So I want you to think about that, you know, if I say to you, okay, I want you to spend an hour a day on social media, I don't want you to think in your mind, like, are you kidding, Diana, an hour a day? I don't have an hour a day to spend on social media, 10, 15 minutes at the most. Because if that number is worth an hour a day to you, then that's what you want to be thinking about. Because that's about, I think that's a realistic amount of time to spend per day. And that's not an hour a day of just pumping out posts. That is being present, Maybe be present twice a day for 30 minutes or 4 times a day for 15 minutes. And once you get intentional and you have a plan and you have a strategy and you know who you're targeting and you're playing with your 5 people, you will be amazed at how much you could get done in even 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, so I want you to start thinking about that in terms of your social media. Because like I said, I mean, social media is a powerful way to stay in touch with people. So this latest statistic is it takes 13 touches to actually have somebody remember you and have that connection with you. So if you meet people, wherever you meet them, you're speaking or you have them come to something like this, or you meet them in person now, or wherever you meet them, if you get them into your world and you start to connect with them on social media, and then maybe you set up a time to meet with them on Zoom, whatever it is, you're starting to deepen those relationships. Social media is a 24/7 networking opportunity to build and connect, not to sell. So I was just having a conversation with somebody actually right before this, and she's like, I just want to do more selling on social media. I want more clients to come from it. And social media is not about selling. It's about marketing. It's about inspiring people to take action on the thing they need. And the action is to get into your world, okay? To get into your social media world, to get into your email world, to start to get to know them. And I just want to say also, whether you're business to business or business to consumer, you're still ultimately selling to a human, okay? People go like, oh, well, I'm business to business, but it's still a person that's going to pay you. Ultimately, it's still a person that's going to say yes, right? And what does that mean, a business? So that's how it is now. So I want to encourage you to make a decision to show up on your social media, because here's the thing, everything is energy. Okay, so if you're showing up on your social media and you're like, oh God, I hate doing this, I'm just going to do it, get it over with, and okay, what time does it get it done? People feel that. They feel that energy, consciously or unconsciously. But when you're opening up your social media and you're like, okay, who am I going to play with today and what's happening and who's doing what, it brings a whole different energy to your social media. And that's why if you pick, so how many of you just hate all the stuff that's in your newsfeed that has nothing to do with you? If you pick your 5 people, you can train your newsfeed in 30 days to be content that you want to see. Okay. I mean, you can't control the ads, but you can control the kind of ads you might want to see. But you can really control your content. Okay, so the whole, hey, everybody, I'm only seeing 25 people's posts of my friends, and Facebook's blocking everybody else. That's a hoax. Don't ever share that again. It's not what's happening. What's happening is the way we see other people's posts is we go to their social media platforms and we like, comment, and share. And then we start to they see our notifications, and that's how it happens. So if you start to really pick your people that you want to play with actively, that are people, maybe they're from your networking groups that you're in, or they're people that are good strategic partners for referrals, then what happens is when you see your notifications, it's a notification you want to see, and you care what people are doing because they're sharing your stuff and you're sharing their stuff, and you're deepening the relationships of people you already care about. Okay, so it's not just a bunch of like, who the heck are these people in my newsfeed and why do I care? Okay, and so like I like to say, stop the scroll. Stop the scroll, you guys. Stop scrolling and take action. Take control of your social media by starting to proactively go and figure out who you want to play with. And then that's what's going to show up in your feed. Okay, so who has already learned something today? Put in the chat if you've learned one thing today. You can just put yes, or you can put what you learned already. And I'm going to keep going. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Yes, so much. Yes. Focus on 5 people. Okay, great. Thank you. Good. Too much to list, but I'm learning. I can take that. Okay. So next is we're going to talk about the 4 truths, because as I said, I'm the truth teller. So we're going to talk about the 4 truths. I'm sure there's more truths in this, but these are the 4 that I just picked that are the main ones. Okay. You might want to have your pen out because this is where you're going to want to take some notes. Number 1, you can look like you're doing everything right and not be. You're posting, you're liking, commenting, and sharing. You're like, but Diana, I do all of that and I'm not getting anything from it. Okay, here's the thing. If you're not clear in your message and you're not using the right words, the words that your customers would use to search for you, then you're not going to get the results. It's that 1 degree shift. Okay. It's shifting all these things you're doing. That's why I said it's not like you're going to be doing more. You're just going to be doing it differently because you're going to shift to be clear in your message and clear, because, you know, you have to think about social media platforms are search engines, and they're just picking up whatever the words are that, you know, that we put down, and then giving us what we are communicating that we're interested in by the words we use. Okay. So for example, the very first thing, you know, you open up your social media, Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever you're doing, and you go, what should I say? And that's not the question. The question is, who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? What is the struggle that my ideal client is experiencing that is going to cause them to lean in and say, oh, she gets me, he gets me, I want more, tell me more. So who am I talking to? What is the struggle? And what is the transformation that I provide? Okay, so you have to really, every time you open your social media, if you only implemented this one thing that I'm telling you today, this right here, your social media results will change. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start having the right words in your social media, which means you're going to start attracting the right people, and the right people are going to start leaning in to say, I want more, I'm interested, tell me more. Okay, so the first thing is, who am I talking to? How do I help them? And what are you selling? What are you offering? Hopefully it's a freebie. It's something where people can get an opportunity to get you to know you better. You know, don't try to sell something for money on social media until you have a big following, because you're not going to get a big response. But when you offer, you know, like the Baskin Robbins pink spoon, when you offer people a taste and let them try you out, then they want more, because that's what people are used to. And people want to be able to check you out, try more. So you want to have, who are you talking to? How do you help them? What is the struggle? What is the transformation that you offer? What is your freebie? And then your goal is to get them onto your own social media real estate. Get them onto your website and onto a list. And when you are posting, when you're playing on social media, and I didn't get to the full social media success formula, which is 50% user-generated content, you playing, 40% educate, inspire, and motivate, and 10% promote. And when you're doing that 50% of playing on social media, on your personal social media, and you post a link that takes people to your website, it's okay. Okay. And especially if it's to something free or to your blog or something like that. Okay. So you can do that, because people are like, oh, well, I thought you're not supposed to take people off of social media, but you can if you're doing this whole thing. If that's all you're doing is taking people to your link, then yes, you might get put in Facebook jail, and that's not cool. And again, everything I just said about, instead of what should I say, who am I talking to, on all social media platforms, it works on all of them. Okay, so you're going to educate, inspire, and motivate, and a little promotion. You're going to stay in your lane, share your own content, share other people's content, find content on Google, and, you know, just think about, what would my ideal client want to see if they landed on my Facebook business page, on my LinkedIn page, on my Instagram, wherever they land, or if they saw my content going through their newsfeed. The percentage is 50% user-generated content, 50% being there, showing up, being present, 40% educate, inspire, and motivate, and 10% promote. Because when you're doing 90% really branding yourself and positioning yourself as the expert in your field, then that other then you're building influence. So that other 10% has a lot more power. But when all you're doing is buy my this and buy my that, I mean, think about it. Think about yourself, your own experience on social media. How is it for you when you're scrolling through your feeds and every single post is like, click here, get this link, go there, click it, right? What do? First, like strike one is I just keep going. Strike two is I will maybe put them on snooze for 30 days. Strike three is I might just unfollow them. And, I don't do that very often, but when somebody is not playing at all and they're just doing this promote, it gets old, and it's not my jam. I'm there to play. Okay, so that's number one. Number one truth is you can be look like you're doing everything right and not be. So make that 1 degree shift with your words. That's where you start, is with your words. Search engines. Number two, just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean that it's a good idea for you. Okay. I'm going to pause here for the question. What is the inference between user-generated content and educate, motivate? So user-generated content is when you are playing, you're liking, commenting, sharing, even sharing other people's stuff, and you're present, interacting, engaging, conversing, participating in the conversation. Education and motivation, that's when you are sharing about your business, but it's the educational aspect. It's the why is it important versus the how. Like people pay you for the how. You're sharing the why is it important. Why should they care? Okay, good question. Okay, number two, just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you should do it. Okay, so here are some of the things. I talked about a few. Having your VA log in on your Facebook or LinkedIn. That is something you should not be doing. Now they can schedule your posts. That's fine, but they should not be logging in as you, and especially on Facebook. But I just heard from that it's also happening now on LinkedIn, where you'll get shut down. Let's see. Doing too much promotion on your personal page. Okay, if you do too much promotion on your personal page and you start to look at the little number at the bottom, your reach, you're going to see like 0, 1, 2 people reach, because Facebook doesn't want you to do that. So what they do is they do what is called shadow banning. It's like they basically just hide your post. You don't even know that it's happening, but they're not giving your post any attention. Okay, so which doesn't mean you can't share a little bit of business stuff. Like you could share how excited you are about a launch, or you could share about your book launch, or you can share things like that once in a while on your personal page, but not as much as on your business page. And, make it be the 10%. Okay. Pasting exactly the same content into a bunch of messengers on LinkedIn and Facebook. Okay. That's another thing that will get you shut down, because the bots pick that up as spam. Okay. Another thing, and this is why email is so great. Get people onto your list and you can email them. Tagging too many people, A, it's annoying to the people you tagged, and B, it can also get you lower in the algorithm. Inviting so many people to an event that people don't respond, you just invite all these people, that is also something that triggers spam. Let's see. Engagement bait, like I talked about, like the, hey, everybody, only 25 people are seeing my post. Say yes if you see this. That is engagement bait. Okay. Not that you can't do something like, there's tons of, you can ask, and if you're going to ask relevant questions, I know I'm talking in half sentences now. Sorry. If you're going to ask questions, ask a relevant question for your business, like, something that's related to your business. And I mean, you can ask those random questions, but if you ask questions that are relevant to your business, it just lands better with people. Okay, I could answer this question. It seems like she's really interested and she's not just doing engagement bait. And using the exact same hashtags in the exact same order every time. So what you want to do is pick out your 15 or 20 hashtags and do use them in a different order. Use different hashtags at different times. Don't put hashtags on every post, especially on your personal posts, because it just kind of makes it be super businessy. But I mean, like I do whole heart marketing, hashtag whole heart marketing, but I don't do it in every post. But every post that I'm doing hashtags, I will always use that one because that's my business. But other than that, I switch them up. And 3 to 5 hashtags is a good amount on LinkedIn, Instagram, all of them. Like the 50 hashtags, it doesn't really do anything for you. Okay, so that's a few of those. Number 3, less is more. Okay, and so here's the thing. You don't have to be on every single social media platform. Be on the ones you want to be on for either one of 2 reasons. You want to be on it, or your clients are on it and you want to be on it. But if you don't want to be on it, you don't have to be on every single platform, and you don't have to do every single thing. If you don't want to do reels, you don't have to. Okay. So you can have a thriving business with social media with the strategy that I'm teaching you, because it's really about going after the people you want to go after to network, connect, and have deeper relationships. The main thing I would say is be authentic and be consistent with your social media. And, just keep doing your 5 people every week. If you keep adding 5 people every week and you keep growing your own following organically, you're going to start to see the results. Social media is not really get rich quick. I can't even say unless you want to spend thousands of dollars on ads. Someone else might say that, but I can't even say that. But it's not a get rich quick. But it's a really powerful way to start to build those relationships and nurture them. And the other thing about social media is that I just forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Mercury is retrograde. All right, I'm going to keep going and it'll come to me because it always does. Let's see. Okay, so number 4 is social media is just marketing, and it's not all you need to monetize. It's part of getting more clients. It's a piece of the puzzle. Okay, so I used to use a 3% of people are ready to buy from you right now, and I recently heard someone else say 1%, which I really believe, and I'll whatever. 1 to 3% of people are ready for you right now, and there's another 97 to 99% of people that you don't know if they're ready or not. You don't know who they are. Okay. So if I'm speaking here today and, a few of you are ready and some of you are not, guess what? You're all on my email list now so that I can stay in touch with you. I can share more information with you. That's why I do my free trainings, because I feel like this is my contribution to humanity to help people learn how to use Facebook and social media correctly. But it's also so I can just have people get to know me better. So, okay. Let's see. So 97% of people, they either need more information or maybe they're not your ideal clients. But if you are only going for that 3% and you're only going to go for, and the rest of the people, whatever, then here's what happens. When they're ready, they get the person who's in front of them at that time. And how many of you have had that experience where somebody is selling something similar to you, because it's not the same, but the person goes to them because they're ready, they're there for them at the time, and you kind of just let them go. So email marketing and social media are a way to stay in touch with people until they're ready for you, to educate, inspire, and to motivate. This is where the educate, inspire, and motivate comes in, is that it's an opportunity for you to continue to let them know what you do and to get to know them. So we talked about there's like a whole system to this, and I teach a whole 4-month program in this particular exact system of the Whole Heart Marketing Blueprint to Success. But I'm going to give you like sort of the key points right now, which is you have to be clear on your message, number one. Number two, you want to be offering something free to your list to get people on your list and onto your website so they can see what else you're doing and what you're about. You want to have email marketing so that people stay in touch and build relationships. I have people who are who come into my program. They've known me for like, I mean, I don't know, how long has Sarah known me, and Linda, and I have these people on my email list, and they keep coming and they keep coming. And sometimes they've already been in my program and they come back, and sometimes they're new. Yet the other day I had someone come who wants to do consulting. It's like you just stay in touch with people, and you can't really do that on social media. If you don't have, you can deepen relationships on social media, but if you don't have email, then what social media is like chasing a flash mob. You got it. They're on Facebook, and now they're on LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, and X, and whatever they're in, right? So it's like you want to get them on your internet real estate, which is your email and your website. And then you want to use social media to deepen the relationships, and you want to learn how to delegate, what and how to delegate. So for example, the 3 easiest things to delegate, if you know what you're doing, you have to know what you're doing, is email marketing, social media posting, the promotional and the education, and graphic design. Those are 3 things that are not, unless you are that, are not the highest and best use of your time. So if you delegated those things off, and then you were able to just focus on the things that are the highest and best use of your time, which are, here it is, creating content. That is one of the most expensive things that we have to do. User-generated content, in other words, showing up as yourself on social media, and strategize and oversee what's happening with your internet marketing. So those are the 3 things that you want to be doing. And then you can hand off some of these other things to other people and to virtual assistants or whoever. But you can't hand things off if you don't know how to do it, because then you don't know if they're going to do it right. And how many of you have had that experience? I hear it all the time. Like oh, just do my social media, or just do my this. And all of a sudden you look and it's like, oh no, what they did. And they're putting stuff out there that you can't take back on the internet. So you have to be overseeing, you have to be involved, and you have to know what is, what's happening. So that's sort of where I want to conclude today. Is that, so here are some of the things we talked about. We talked about some of the latest strategies of what's really working on social media. We talked about powerful LinkedIn and Facebook strategies for increased visibility, what the social media platforms don't want you to know, which is that you actually can get a lot of free reach. And we talked about social media's best kept secrets, those 4 truths. So I would love to, I would love if anyone has any questions to put them in the chat. I would love to know if you got some value from today. I think you did, because a lot of people are putting great comments in the chat. And hopefully some of these things are going to be implemented immediately. Thank you. Awesome. And if you wouldn't mind, put one action step that you're going to take from today in the chat. Just one thing. Because that's how it starts. Just do one thing. Great. Focus on the 5 people. Thank you. And so while you're putting your one action step in the chat, if it's okay, I would like to share with you, I have what's next. Would that be okay? Okay, so I have a training that's coming up on September 12th, and I'm super excited about this. It is called 3 Steps to Future-Proof Your Business. Okay, so how many of you had to do massive pivots during the pandemic? Right? Yes, thank you. And how many of you weren't really ready for that? Okay, exactly. So this workshop is going to give you the pieces to understand what you need in order to future-proof your business. And it's a 90-minute class. And as you know, I give a ton of information. Anyone who's ever been to any of my anything is knows I give a ton of information. So it'll be recorded because I know probably won't be able to write that fast. So here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn the key questions you need to ask that will make all the difference. In other words, like, you don't know what you don't know. And this is going to give you the what you don't know about how to really future-proof your business. And what future-proofing your business is, it's making your business so that it can withstand any disaster or anything that happens, and you can, pick yourself up and keep going. We're going to explore how social media can really generate a consistent source of leads and referrals. You're going to learn some powerful ways to speed up many different types of content creation with ChatGPT. You're going to discover what it takes to get started immediately to future-proof your business. And you're going to walk away with the Whole Heart Path to Profit blueprint to future-proof your business and an action plan that you can start working with immediately. This is Tuesday, September 12th from 2 to 3:30. I'm going to put the link in the chat. It's on my website as well. And if anyone wasn't able to register with the Calendly thing, I think it's not mobile friendly. So if you can't do it on your phone, do it on your computer. And so I'm excited about this workshop, and I really would love to have you in there. And I'm going to offer a bonus for anyone who signs up after this class today. And here's my bonus. I just decided this right now. So I offer other master classes. I have a master class, which is how to promote your book or chapter whenever it was written, using all kinds of strategies. It's a recorded training. It's $47. And I have a self-paced ChatGPT masterclass. It's also $47. And I have a self-paced blogging. Well, actually, those are the two. So if you sign up today, then you can choose either one of those replays to have as a gift. And you can just email me after you sign up, and I'll send you whichever replay you want. So it's either promote your book or chapter. Because one of the things that I find is people, they basically write their book, they get their 5 minutes in the sun of their Amazon bestseller #1, and then their book is like, okay, now what do I do? So this is for that. And it's even if you wrote your book 5 years ago, it doesn't matter. These are great strategies for using your book to promote your business and promoting your book. And the other one is a self-paced ChatGPT. There's 2 classes because I did it twice and I use different examples each time. So I would love to have you in the class. It's Tuesday, September 12th, how to future-proof your business and have ongoing leads and a year-round predictable income. So I'm going to pause here to see if anyone has any questions about that. And you can put your questions in the chat and possibly, just put your questions in the chat. Any questions? Comments? I got to read the takeaways. Okay, so someone said 3 steps. You're talking about the training, 3 steps to future-proof your business. Okay, work on keywords, schedule an hour for social media. Okay, good, Tina. I interpret this as a roadmap to begin going to create my first intentional post. Awesome, Sadie. Brainstorm engagement and questions. Find 5 people. You guys like that 5 people thing. Okay, awesome. So if there are no other questions, I am so happy to have had you all on the call. And you'll be receiving an email about the workshop on the 12th after this class, in case you had any other questions about it. Plus, of course, you can always message me. I'm available. Thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Have a fantastic rest of the day. And I will see you all soon. Here it is.